I'm glad you made it. How you doing? Is it the same day that you're watching Two for the Win, and now you're watching this? If not, welcome back. If you are, what's up again? I'm Dara. I like Hallmark movies, and I'm like, let me review them. So we're talking about A Winter Getaway featuring Brooks Darnell and I'm gonna say her name correctly. Nazneen Contractor. I apologize in advance, you guys. I'm probably going to say different variations of her name, and I just apologize in advance. So, the premise of this movie, we have Contractor's role. Her character's name is Courtney. Courtney is a concierge to the VIP elite, and I'm talking like billionaires. Like, these are people who want one of a kind experiences. So the movie opens where we have this overtly opulent rich guy wanting to profess his love for this woman, and he wants to make this huge romantic gesture, and she's like confirming that they'll shut down the Eiffel Tower restaurant, the restaurant in the Eiffel Tower, and have like music and all this razzmatazz. And he's like, you think that's enough? Woo! A bit snobby, are we? But and so we learned that she is she's a concierge, and she works for this concierge agency that like sets up one of a kind elite, like top creme de la creme experiences for the 1%, basically. Um, and it's I gotta okay. I'm going to review it as I tell you guys what happens. So it's like this other girl quits, and she didn't give her 2 week notice. The homie gave her 2 hour notice. She was like, I don't need that much. Y'all don't need that much of my time. Here, bye. And Courtney ends up getting her this client who ends up being Brooke Darnell's character, Joe Franklin. But here's the thing, because in normal Hallmark movies, we see the woman, what's going on in their lives, we see the men, what's going on in their lives, and then we see them. Or we see the woman, and then we see them like what's going on in her life, and then we see how she randomly bumps into the man, and then we see a little bit about the men's life, and then what brings them ultimately together, and then they just do the rest of the movie. With this one, Brooks Darnell's character, Joe, just randomly, like, it was very abrupt. He just randomly shows up, like, yeah, I'm Joe Franklin. And then all of a sudden, he's like a little kid in the private jet, moving the seat up and back and side to side. And I'm just like, I mean, we've known from the trailer that he's not really a billionaire, but it's like, still, even with the way the movie played out, it was just very weird. His introduction into the movie. It was very off-putting and disjointed, I feel like is the best word. And so they're going to Banff, and it's the Canadian Rockies, and it's supposed to be this like elite ski town, and he's having this VIP experience. His hotel room is as big as a Philadelphia. Like, his suite is as big as the grand lobby of, like, the whole lobby of the Philadelphia Art Museum. Like, it's ginormous. And he acts like a big kid when he sees the robe and jumps on the bed. Like, he's new to that. He ain't true to this. He's new to this. But the one bone to pick I have with Hallmark with this scene, as they're showing, or at least trying to show us his room, they show us this random shot from, I guess, the elevator, and then they show us his bedroom. Like, we don't ever get a full scope and get to really take in the grandeur that is his hotel room. I mean, you can kind of infer because of how high the ceilings are, but it's like, what exactly, what is his room? And so I felt cheated by that. I'm like, I want to see more of the suite. First thing off the rip, he wants to snowboard. That's his thing. And the one moment where I was like, yo, that would be so cool to experience is after snowboarding. They have lunch like mountainside on a, like, it's just, you can, first of all, you see the cold coming out of their, like, you see their breath, so you know it's mad cold. Um, but I'm like, that would be something to experience, to actually have like a meal mountainside. That would be so dope. But y'all, this movie was it was so awkward. I was so I felt very awkward watching it. I mean, I felt I was excited to see these two paired together because I don't think they've ever been in a movie together. But and again, just like Tamara's her Christmas movie with the time travel, I'm like, this had incredible potential and it just fell flat. I'm talking like loose leaf, just da da da. It fell. It didn't even. I don't think it fell flat gracefully. It just didn't do it for me. And I mean, the one thing, like, you do kind of feel the opulence through the movie, and Courtney trying to like force on the opulence on Joe in terms of breakfast with having, a poached egg and smoked salmon and truffles and caviar. And he's just like, fam, I just want some French toast and waffles and a good old corn dog and some burgers. Like, I ain't about this life. But here's the thing. So the whole thing we find out is that his friend is the billionaire. And he had set this up for his wife, and come to find out he couldn't go. So he gave the trip to his friend as kind of like a get well, an emotional get well gesture, because he went through it with his significant other who left him for someone who has more money. So that's kind of the kind of, I guess, message through this movie is people either valuing money more than they should and realizing, being attracted to people, whatever. This movie was not good. And I couldn't even watch the end scene. Like, after she goes into his, like, he tries to do this great romantic gesture, because of course she finds out he lied. Like, he's not the billionaire. He went along with it, talking about something he owns the tech company when he just works for it as the Geek Squad, the mobile tech, whatever. But I'm like, I had to fast forward, and then I just ended it. I was like, I cannot. So one of the opulent experiences is him wanting to go curling. I want to know, on which planet, on which piece of square footage of God's green earth does anyone voluntarily go curling? I just want to know. I just want to know how realistic that is. And please, correct me if I'm wrong. I am 100% okay with eating as much crow as possible and saying, like, okay, there are a lot of people out there who actually want to learn how to curl. But, like, for real? Use a whole, like, you using your, and the friend is paying for all of this, and you want to go curling? How many people even watch curling when it's on the Winter Olympics? I'm like, all right. I mean, it was a cute, like, team thing. They had the moment where they hugged each other because they won, and then it's like, it was. But I felt like this movie had such potential, and it took the potential and said, heave ho, heave ho. And I'm like, what? I was disappointed. I'm like, dang it, the only, like, movie with ethnic leads, man. And it gotta be like this, man. Why? Ugh, man. Well, y'all, we wrapping up this New Year, New Movies with Snow Kissed, featuring Jen Lilly and Chris McNally. Now that one looks weird. I don't even understand what it's about. She's a journalist who never travels. He wants to be a tour guide. I don't know what happens. I'm super curious to watch this one. And now they're starting to preview I guess their Valentine's movies this year. It's called Love Ever After. You probably not gonna get many reviews from me. I'm just gonna be honest. I looked at these. Whew, not good. The Beverly Hills wedding one, and I love me some Brooke Dorsey, and the homie Brendan Penny, from A Charming Christmas, which that movie was okay, and I'm like, she's the maid of honor. He's the best man. You can just write the movie from there, but I don't know. This is one thing I will say. I feel like Banff, the city that they were in the Winter Getaway, was another character in and of itself in this movie, and I appreciated that. I did appreciate that. That's kind of it. But those Love Ever After movies, the only one I'm interested in is the Tyler Hynes and Erica Cow movie. Other than that, miss me with the rest of them, for real. Miss me with the rest of them. Y'all probably will only get one review from me in February. Do not be surprised. I'm just setting it up now. So don't be in the DMs, don't be in the comments like, Dara, where's the... I'm telling y'all right now, you probably will only get one review from me, because the way these movies are looking, I'm about to just watch some Christmas movies that I DVR'd. Okay. Or 2019's winter movies, because I haven't watched them yet. But, or I watched one of them. And by far, none of them has surpassed Winter in Vale with Tyler Hynes and Lacey Chabert. Nothing can come close to Winter in Vale. That by far is Hallmark's best winter movie, period. Full stop. Full stop. Their best movie. So I feel like I've talked your ear off. That was A Winter Getaway. I feel bad on behalf of Hallmark. I want to apologize to y'all on behalf of Hallmark. I don't even work for the kid. Y'all, what did y'all think of A Winter Getaway? Did you enjoy it? I mean, was it just like you weren't really, like it wasn't a thinking movie for you? You were just like, yes, spoil me with the richness. Like, how was that movie for you? Talk to me. Let's converse. Let's have a dialogue. But I will see you guys. What was that? I will see you guys in the Snow Kissed video.